hardest languages I've ever learned. My family lives in Prague, so so I am Dragula, and I'm going to give myself the letter in the alphabet. Okay, Bree, I will wait for her to confirm which character she will be, and I will give her a letter of the alphabet. Perfecto. Okay, give me a few more minutes. I'll be back with you guys.
Sounds good.
I'm also sending one more email, and it's a document with your character guide. Okay, it'll kind of explain a little bit about who are your characters and just kind of their motives and backgrounds. And when we do the intro to everything, then you'll just kind of share what that is. So stay tuned. One last email. Thanks, guys.
So it's going to be 4 emails in total?
Yeah. First email is audio with Vampire 1, 2. The second email is the second audio for 2, 3, and then the voting. The third email, what was the third email I sent?
Emails.
Oh no, I only sent 2. Okay, so there's only going to be one more email, 3 email. And that's going to be your character guide.
Okay.
Okay. So just a momento. Coming through.
So no, this would be number 4. This would be number 4.
Vampire ball character. Usually I would need to do this probably if this was an in-person thing, which I would love to do an in-person one at the bar. I would send this out all like a week in advance. So I've got some really, really cool murder mysteries and harder ones too. So
nice.
Okay, so Vampire Ball character.
I don't like how my glasses. I just realized my glasses reflect right off my my lens. I just noticed that.
Do you have the special lenses?
They're the blue light reflective, so I didn't think that they would reflect like a blue like my computer monitor.
Well, they're going to reflect away from your eyes, but they're going to show back to us.
Yeah.
That's why they're blue, is we see it.
Yeah.
Science of color. Okay. Here are the guides. Send. Okay. So, having said that, I think I've got the overview of what needs to be done. Sorry, I'm not going to be in full character tonight, but I think this is a good thing to do tonight and have fun and just get our feet wet. It's kind of my first time really hosting games. Usually I'm the one that likes to be the one on the other side. So
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. my video is coming on, I am going to grab myself an alcoholic beverage, and I'll be right back. I drank my curdled blood juice already.
Okay, character guides.
Should I do an Aperol Spritz or a Tequila Sunrise, or I'll do a Rufino? Oh, I'm going to do a... I just restocked up on my pantry.
Nice.
$100 later, I'm gonna fill you to the top. So there was this video I was seeing on social media, and it was kind of funny because, oh, and by the way, I my lips are not black; they're just painted black for tonight. So there was a TikTok thing going around, and there was a guy making a mimosa, and he was doing this, and it was just champagne, and they said, "Oh, even a drop of orange juice is too much. You need to waft the orange juice. Just the air shared with the orange juice is enough."
I think I've seen that TikTok actually.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. I absolutely love it. Love it. What's that big silver thing? Is that like a beer vat? Oh, like distilling beer?
What are you talking about?
Oh, beside you.
That's the bedpost.
Ah!
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a giant keg. So
Yeah, it looked like a keg. It was like, oh, that's nice. You're like brewing your own beer and stuff. That's awesome.
I was about to say, that's a lot better than this little. Whoa! Even my camera.
I don't like it.
My camera basically, depends on the angle, it hides the sponsorship for motion. That's funny.
Oh, background filters. Okay, if you go to your video screen at the top right, there's 3 buttons. Ooh, I can do this.
Oh my gosh, I cannot with you.
What? That's too fun. Okay, Bree, where are you? Yeah, she just was working at Starbucks till 7:30, but she's got home and needed. You ready? Did you guys get your character docs?
Yep.
Hmm?
Perfect.
No,
Oh, you didn't?
I'm gonna double check.
Okay. I'm gonna take this filter off.
Oh, it's a lot of.
I like that. I am Count Dracula. Maybe I should go get my wig.
Could you please?
It's my Karen wig. I need to get another one for like actual drag. I gotta go. I'm actually gonna be going buy a set of high heels for the bar time this summer.
Wait, I can actually put a Snapchat filter through my phone, which is how you guys are seeing my video. How?
Okay, you better work. Yeah. You better work. Yeah.
Oh my god, amazing.
It looks interesting with your blackened lips, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's an interesting look. It is. It's a decision. Okay. I gotta get these earphones here. And these headsets that give me. Anyway. If it was me, I would go for red crimson hair for this event. black dress and black heels. That's what I would do if I did this. Okay, I'm having too much fun. This is ridiculous.
How much have you had to drink so far?
This is my first glass. The first one was just juice.
Okay.
There's my oh wait. Oh my god, shark mouth. Wow, I could imagine how much teachers hated their students during online learning.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes, 100%.
So I'm actually going to apply a Halloween theme background. Let's go. Okay, let's do this. Let's bring the full image. And I don't want it that size. Perfect. Screenshot that. Perfect. The nice thing with my work is they pay for all the Photoshop and
Oh, I am so jealous.
everything.
Because Photoshop is way too expensive.
Yes. I was
It
trying,
is.
I tried to do a logo for the Facebook page, but because I don't have Photoshop, I only painted a little bit, and I tried to do it on Paint. What was so difficult, I didn't show anything. But this was my drawings,
Oh,
like with the dice of Dungeons and Dragons.
so tu hijo,
Sorry,
tu hijo.
my kid?
Yeah.
No, I draw this. No, my
Oh, I
kid
thought you
is
said your
my
son. My
no, my
apologies.
kid is 2 years old, and 2 and 3. They are two. They only do lines.
They will be drawing very soon.
Yes.
No, they'll probably be going salsa dancing much earlier than trying. Okay, zoom background. Let's go. Add an image. Let's go to my screen presso. I'm going to go here. And we're going to do that. There we go. Much better. Welcome to my Harachani. Yasem Dragula Masem. Okay, Bree. Okay, did you guys get to go over your character briefs? I'm going to go over mine really quick.
But they say that I start in the page 4. Say don't continue until you start.
Yeah. Don't go on to the next sections because that will be the progression of the game. Okay, so round 2. So that's going to be the inspector script. That is my thing to follow. Perfect. The letters are in front of me. This headset is now getting.
The struggle is real.
Oh, why did that go all weird?
I am nearly headless Dracula. Is that Star Trek with
That is. It's from the Halloween episode, Cat's Paw. I was actually trying to find a good background for it.
Hmm.
This works. This one will work. Add image. Ha! No. No.
Oh, my juice is all like red. I love it. Okay, Bree is coming on. Perfect. Fine. Okay, Bree. You'll need Zoom. Then go to the Facebook. Oh, there's Bree. Hi, Bree. You made it.
Yay. Sorry, so I just got off work and I ordered food because I'm starving and it was delivered to the wrong effing house.
Oh my god.
It was delivered to my next door neighbor's house, so I had to like literally run outside in like my booties and this to my neighbor's house to get my food. Anyways.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Did your neighbors like, hey, I got this random
Thankfully,
person?
they're not home, but my food was just like on their front door getting cold. And I was like, I called Uber because I was like, qu'est-ce que fuck? Pardon my language.
Qu'est-ce que fuck? I love that.
Qu'est-ce que fuck? My food is in here, but it says it was delivered. I don't understand. And they were like, oh, like, can you text me? And I was like, why do I need to text you? Just bring me my effing food. Where did you put it? You didn't bring it to my house.
Amazing. So, Bree, did you take a look at the character list?
I did. What character is available?
Okay, so I have Kyle as Erica Northman.
Okay.
Haven is a Lucard,
Okay.
or a Lussard.
Lussard, yeah.
Adrienne is Eleanor Sullen. I am Count Dracula, and then you can pick any of the other four.
Can I be Angelus?
Yes, you can be Angelus.
Yay! And what do I do with the audios and stuff?
Okay, so having sent over the audio, we tested a screen share, and everyone else couldn't hear my audio file on the computer. So when the instructions prompt to listen to the audio file, each of us will listen to it on our own at the same time.
But if everyone put, it's not going to be like mix of all the audios?
Put yourself on mute.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So we might kind of screw it up in the first round or two. That's okay. This is all new. So we'll get better at this. We will get better at this, and then we can actually dress up and do this in person. So with other themes. So, okay. Bree, I am also going to send you in the private chat in this your letter. Do not share that with anybody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them and put them in my grandparents' crystal ball. And I am going to draw the letter. So I am not going to partake in the investigative aspect of finding out who the murderer is, just because I do know the information.
Okay.
But at the end of the first round, I will draw a letter, and the murderer will be any one of us.
Did you already send the letter for everyone?
I'm about to send. I have in the chat. It's in private. I sent out the private message to you.
Already? Oh.
Okay, and Bree, yours is coming right now.
Okay, so I have to have Angelus, like the character guide, open on my
Oh,
Yeah,
thing, or
yeah.
okay.
so it was just one letter. I was thinking you wasn't sent a document.
That's what I thought too.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay.
the documents are in the email. The letter pertains to figuring out who the murderer is.
Okay, okay.
But that letter is only known to you, and then it's going to be known to me at the end of the first round. But I will not partake in the discussions and the voting. Well, if it's a draw breaker, I will figure out a way in the instructions here how to do that. But I won't partake in anything that could allude to hinting who the murderer is. So, okay. Having said that, I am folding the letters up, as you can see here. 1,
Can
2.
you? Is my AC, just a quick question? Is my AC too loud? Because I am like
I
literally
cannot hear anything.
I can't hear anything at all.
perfect. Just because my AC just kicked in, so and it is only like 2 feet from me, so that's why I want to double check.
You probably have noise canceling microphone. So mine has noise canceling as well. So
Yeah.
it's probably okay. So we've got 5 letters in the bowl that's being put aside. If you guys want to get any drinks, do so now.
We just
okay,
lost. Looks like we just lost Bree.
Okay, something happened. 1 second. She's messaging me. Oh, her computer just died, so she's got to plug it in. 2 more minutes, guys and ladies. How brightly red this is, and I love how it's like a half. Look, I have a magical vase. It shifts shape. I love it.
And it disappeared right at the end.
I don't have any drinks, so I'm a cheap drunk.
That's good. I start like cheap. Now I am more expensive.
Eres muy rica. Soy cara. No, caro. It doesn't take on the gender, so.
Yeah.
But then I can say I am a face. So soy una cara. Soy un rostro. How about that?
Nice.
I just read the intro for my character, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, so that's the fun part is we all get to explain. You can read word for word verbatim from who your character file is, or you can embellish it and do it on your own, but kind of stick to the skeletal points of the character. So I am not going to veer on accents and stuff tonight. I'm just going to wear my lovely, lovely wig and have my black lips and shifting vase glass with my background. So too bad I didn't have my makeup and stuff in my breastplate. So otherwise I would come and Count Dracula.
I anticipate seeing that.
I did drag up in Ottawa this autumn, and I did Britney Spears' Slave outfit.
I'm
Which...
dead.
Except I don't know the lyrics to Slave, so I just danced in high heels, and I look like an absolute terrible slut on the sidewalk. Here, let me see if I can find a photo of it. I'll show you peeps. That's actually one thing I wanted to explore is doing drag. I think it's just so much fun. But I've never had anyone to show me makeup, so I need to figure out how to learn all that.
Hello. I can teach you shade.
Oh, you can teach me. We should do drag classes. That would be actually really cool. Here, let me show you the picture of me in Ottawa.
I have the worst luck in the world.
That's okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Angelus. Welcome back, Angelus. Whatever language you come from, you can enunciate and pronounce it that way. Okay, I gotta find. I'm looking for the picture when I did Britney Spears' Slave before we proceed. Is you're up and running, Bree, so you're good.
Yeah, and I'm plugged in, so my computer isn't going to randomly die on me.
Oh, I lost all my WhatsApp chat history because that's right, because my Pixel. I had to get a Pixel 6. So
Oh,
I will
yeah.
find it for you at the end of the night and I will show you. I promise you. You guys will get to see me in a breastplate with a blonde wig and a fake snake around my neck. And I will show you my other Britney Spears party picture when I was in Washington, D.C. a couple years ago with my friend, and we had a Britney Spears party, and I went as Britney Fish, like Britney Bitch.
Britney Fish.
It's Britney Fish, and I had a fish statue with my nipples in Britney Spears faces. So it was amazing. Okay, so everyone's got their character guide. What's going to happen is you all have your letter. Do not share it. Everyone has their character guides. There is no advantage having it read it before or not. As long as you read it, you can read it verbatim for the script, or you can embellish it if you feel like acting. You don't have to tonight. This is kind of a dry run for us. Thank you for all coming. I know there's only 5 of us with these lockdowns and stuff. I thought at least this would be kind of fun to kind of keep the momentum going until we can actually all meet up in person. The murderer will be determined during the game, and it could be any one of us. I will not be a conflict of interest and intervene in any way whatsoever. So I will be as neutral as possible because I will have to find out since I'm the host. And I will, if no one wants to, Bree, I mentioned to everyone, if anyone wants to play the part of the inspector as a separate character, they can read. I know you're in theater, so I'm throwing it out to you. If you wanted to read and improvise, you're more than welcome to. If not, I will totally take the reins on that.
Okay.
Is that a yes to?
Sure, why not?
Do you want to?
Why not?
Okay, so I'm going to send you an email really quick, and I am going to give you the inspector script. And everyone has the pieces of evidence. So when we get to a section where it calls for the evidence, just let everyone know to look at what they have in their email, okay? So to everyone else who has that email, just open up the image pertaining to what Bree or Angelus will say. So Bree, just a second, I will send you that document.
Okay.
Get your acting chops, good. Thought it'd be good.
No pressure.
No pressure. Okay,
How do
here
you
we go.
decide who's the like? How does a murderer decide that they're the murderer? Does that just organically happen, or
It organically happens, and I will guide you through that in the instructions that I have here. So now I'm invisible. Because I am Count Dracula and I can be invisible. Okay, so Bree. Let's go, Bree. Sent. Let's go. Out of here, out of here. Okay, out of here. Let's go here. Compose. Okay, vampire ball. Inspector script. Perfect. Okay, and I'm going to attach the doc. Inspector script, drag, drop. There you go. Let me know when you got it. Okay, so how this first round is going to go is that Bree will read the inspector's opening statement. And then what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our characters in the first round through our character guide, so you can read it out loud. And then after that, players are going to read about their character and their secret background. So that will be something that you do. So that's the first 3 steps. So Bree, when you receive the document and you want to go ahead, you can start off the game.
Okay.
And if anyone needs to go to the bathroom or have a drink, just let us know. We can always pause and resume. So
I'm just trying to I don't know which script to have on my phone and which to have on my email in my thing. Okay, I need to like how do I like minimize so I can like still see my screen?
click the 2 at the top right hand corner. There should be the 2 square icon, and then drag it to one left side of the screen, and then it should autofill half the side, and then you can pick another document to fill the other side as well.
I want to get rid of like, can I like, oh no. Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay, I was like,
Oh no, we've got the evil spirits contacting us already.
I was trying to get so that way I can see the, will you stop it? Every time I get it to like the other side so I can finally see the, like the other one. Okay. Hold on. Okay. All right. I just want to open up my my Angelus on my computer and then have the inspector on my phone so that way it's like easier. So like
Note to Devin, to myself, I will have this all prepared a week in advance rather than doing this last minute next time. So, sorry about that, guys and girls.
It
In
happens.
between, in all
Whoa,
the
what
world
the
and
hell?
everyone.
okay. Oh, for God's sakes. I'm like trying to see
Mic on. Mic feedback off.
everything. I'm so. Can I like have this in my actual? Okay, I think
That was weird.
this is. The vampire. Okay, alrighty. We're in business. Okay, so. At the start of round 1, getting to know the players. Okay, I just read. Good evening, everyone. I'm Inspector Belmont of the Department of Undead Misunderstands and Problems, or DUMP for short.
So you're from the
Cool.
dump.
I'm from the dump. I'm from the dump. I've been called here today because a human has been murdered at your vampire ball. I cannot express to you enough the seriousness of this offense, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. The human mortal girl known as Lilith. Lilith, what a name. Lilith de Wolfram, excuse me, was a known associate of Count Dracula, New York's resident vampire queen and host of this vampire ball. Miss Wolfram and the Count were close and managed this establishment, the Fang and Rose Club, exclusively for creatures of your persuasion. That sounds a bit judgmental, don't you think? Now, I'm sure you all want to avoid a scandal, and so I would ask your cooperation and discretion in this matter while we investigate the case. There is no doubt that this was a premeditated murder. Now, this may very well have been staged to look like a vamp kill, so don't think those of you who are still of the human mortal persuasion are off the hook just because you may not be a blood drinker. I will investigate thoroughly. Sorry, I should have read this through. In the meantime,
Okay.
if you have any secrets or have heard anything that might help the case, I suggest you come clean about it now. You should take this time to introduce yourselves officially to one another, as you will need to cooperate in order to help solve this quickly, efficiently, and above all.
Quietly.
The triple chocolate chunk.
Okay.
Triple
so,
chocolate chunk. Okay. Thank you very
now-
much,
myself.
Inspector Belmont from the Department of Dump. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm really, really upset that my good acquaintance has been killed, Lilith de Wolfram.
Truly
But
tragic.
what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be introducing ourselves since we are at the Vampire Ball. And I would like to introduce myself, Count Dracula. Hi. You know, I'm not really sure what to say. It's just all too tragic. I loved my little Lilith. She was the heart and soul of this place. We met about 10 years ago, and she recently graduated, and she really wanted to learn more about our kind, vampires, immortals. We became very close, and she helped me run this club, managing all the daytime appointments and deliveries. Obviously, I can't do anything unless it's night. She was invaluable to me. Who could do such a terrible thing? The Blood Ball is supposed to be a celebration of our kind and how much we've evolved. I guess it's not enough. My relationship with Lilith, even though she was a human, they met a few years ago with my colleagues at the club. We ran a club together, and even though humans tried to manipulate her to kill us, we actually had a really good relationship. It made me quite angry that the others tried to treat her so much and very badly. I was really scared someone was going to try and take Lilith away to ruin our club, and they were going to turn Lilith to the night to create the unbreakable bond so she could not run the business during the day. I'm Count Dracula. I appreciate you coming to the ball tonight, but we have Inspector Belmont here with us. I'm going to pass the ball and move the blood over to the next person to introduce themselves. Who would like to go next?
Let me just switch hats. So now I'm Angelus. Oh, go
Okay,
ahead.
Angelus.
Hello. My name is Angelus. And yes, regrettably, I am the Angelus that was known as one of the worst and most brutal vampires back in the 1800s. However, that was then. Since an event occurred that I'd rather not discuss, I do not like killing humans or creating new vampires. I spend my days trying to help Han Velsing and other hunters track problematic vampires and eliminate them. I am familiar with the deceased girl. I make a point of knowing all the human companions of prominent vampires. You never know when that information might come in handy.
Thank you, Angelus. Well, I would like to see one of our lovely guests to go next. And having said so, I think Eleanor Sullen should be going.
Okay, so hello, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Eleanor Sulen. I was born just over 100 years ago, but unlikely many of my kind, I don't feed on humans. I am adept hunter and animal blood satisfies me, but has some strange side effects. I don't burn up in the sun. My skins look a little bit more marble. Her hair state is sparkless, but they don't understand. I don't normally attend parties like this one. My family likes to separate ourselves, but my companions Benny has a interest in vampires. I brought here to try and convince him that most of my cans are not like my family and he should stay clear.
Muchas gracias, Eleanor.
So
Okay,
I will introduce myself now, if that's okay, with the party.
please do so.
All right. Well, my name is A. Lucard. I am a half vampire, half human, an anomaly that rarely occurs. My mother conceived me after a one-night stand with a powerful vampire. My mother raised me for a few years, but I am not human. My vampire powers have proven way too much for her, and she abandoned me too. I've looked after myself for many a years, and recently I've managed to track my father down. He is at this party, but I have little interest in this human companions. So the only thing I want to do is kill my father.
Okay, hey, thank you for very much for sharing your story. I'm going to pass it off to the last guest of our party, and that's Erica Northman. Erica Northman, can you please introduce yourself? Kyle, that's you.
Oh, oops. It was muted. I would, but you did not send me a thing, and I responded, and I guess you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, my apologies. Okay.
Oh.
1 second. Technical glitch, peeps. Oh, because the first one was at 14. My apologies. I'm going to fix that up. Okay, done. Erica Northman. Is that on the list? Erica. I've got Stephanie, Ben, Eleanor, Sullen. I've got Count Dracula, Billy Compton, and Angelus Alucard. Okay, Kyle. Erica Northman is not part of the 8-person package.
Oh!
So I've got Stephanie Salvatore.
So you know what? What I'll do is I will just watch this time from the sidelines and see what this is, and then I'll play next time.
Okay, so Erica Northman has left the building, folks. She is a prime suspect in this murder trial. I guess we will only have 4 spectators tonight. But I have it, rest assured, sent my arsenal of vampires to make sure she comes back. So thank you very much to Erica Northman. Your soul shall be damned. Thanks, Kyle. Sorry about that. Okay.
Okay.
So now that we've done our introductions, players need to read about their character and their secret backgrounds. So take a look at your relationship to the victim if your document says so. Let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
And do not share any of your relationship with the victim to any of us. So keep that secret.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, I'm done. So we've all done our hello scripts. Okay, where is my PDF? Perfect. Okay, we are going into part B of round 1. we're going to divide people into small groups. So what I'm going to do is if I can split us into 2 and 2, Kyle, you'll remain since you're not part of the game. I'm going to see if I can break us out into chat groups. 1 second. Chat, record, share screen. I do not have the ability to do breakout rooms. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to ask 2 players to walk away from their computer, give about 3 minutes or so, and then come back to the screen. And then the next 2 will then leave their computer and time 3 minutes and come back to the screen. The reason why we're going to do that is we're going to be rumoring about the other characters. So just as a character synopsis, I'm going to be breaking my character. Adrian, you've come here to show your kind is not going to be hurting other people, and you are satisfied from animal blood. Sorry, I don't have the character names. So Adrian, Eleanor is trying to prove that their kind is not that bad. Lucard, who's being played by Haven, has a revenge to come for their father. I, as Dracula, am running a club, and I am kind of shocked that one of my best friends and allies is gone. And Angelus, could you do a quick synopsis of your character?
Yeah, so and I spend my time, helping Han Velzing like track problematic vampires and like eliminate them. There was an event back in that's happened when she first became a vampire. She was like in the 1800s, she was known as one of like the most brutal vampires, and then something happened and that she doesn't really want to discuss, so she doesn't like killing humans or creating new vampires now. And because of that event, she now like tracks problematic vampires and stuff like that. And she was familiar with the deceased person, and she makes a point of knowing all human companions of like prominent vampires, because that information comes in handy later on.
Perfect. Okay, giving that a little bit about each character's motive, what will happen is Angelus and Count Dracula will step away from our camera for 3 minutes, and then we will have Lucard and Eleanor Sullen, Haven and Adrian, discuss what you think or rumors of what you may have heard about our characters. So create kind of speculation, and we'll set that timer. So we'll see you in 3 minutes. And I'm going to turn off my headsets.
So who is going to stay here? Is going to be me, and who else?
Whoa, I just lost my camera.
Okay.
So that looks like Bree is gone. It's just you and me now.
Yes. So we need to conspire against Count Dracula and... Okay, so... yeah. So I believe that Count Dracula was very possessive of Lilith, and because and he was refusing that anyone beat her, so she got mad and she killed her because he want only to be for him.
Absolutely, that's what I was thinking too. So yeah, I don't even see my name on the list. Yeah, I'm not even on this list. That's funny. Yeah. Um. But yeah. So with that, like, yeah. With Count Dracula, Count Dracula's always been very possessive of Lilith, and has never let anybody else be with her. Um. I would not be surprised if it was Dracula himself.
Yes. And the other one was Angelus, right? Uh,
Yeah.
What's the name of the film?
Angelus was from the 1800s, if I remember correctly.
Yes. And I believe she was a witch, or no, some witches cursed her, right? So maybe,
That's what I've heard. I've heard rumors of that.
so probably someone like it's very easy to curse her, so maybe someone make her kill Lily in the name of other person. Maybe she's want the revenge because she was cursed before, and that's why she's so she has that trauma now.
Yeah. Um.
But yes, I don't know. I between Count Dracula and Angelus, I think Count Dracula was it.
But I have
Oh,
I do have questions though. Like, what
3 minutes is up, so I'm gonna give you a few more seconds left.
sounds good. A question I have is, what if it wasn't actually Dracula though? Like, what if it was another human?
I don't think so. Like the only human was my companion, and I was all the time with him because I want him to see that everyone is like is he need to be careful with with the vampires.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking maybe it was somebody just trying to frame Dracula, but that is possible. Yeah.
But yes, I don't know. I think he make it because he want to. Oh,
Okay, you vampires done chit chatting?
Yes, we are.
yes.
Okay, I will text Bree and let her know.
Oh.
Angelus, are you ready?
There's-
Okay, so we're gonna ask Alucard and Eleanor Sullen to leave, set a timer for 3 minutes, and come back when your timer's done.
I will be back.
Sounds good. Okay, so Angelus, how are you, my good girlfriend?
I'm good. I'm hella confused, but I'm good.
That's okay. It's our first time doing this. We're going through the training ropes right now, so
Absolutely. Okay, so
it pays to have more people, because then if you do this ahead of time, everyone knows their instruction. So,
mhm.
but since it was so last minute, bought the game literally this morning, and then went through the instructions. But anyway, so I guess, yeah, there's a set of instructions and it tells me what to do, and I prompt everyone what they need to do. But in a room of like 5 to 10 people, it's a lot easier when you're in person. So,
Oh yeah, that is.
so we've got a limited amount of time to discuss rumors about these other
Yes.
characters. So we've got Eleanor Sullen and we've got Alucard. Eleanor Sullen is a kind half-breed or a vampire that doesn't want to feed on humans, and they're trying to prove that they can coexist. And they're here with a motive to prove that they can feed off animals. So they're part of the spectrum of vampires. However, I have a feeling initially, I don't think they're going to be the murderer. However, they do have a case that they could stage something to prove a point.
Yeah, I could see that. And then the other one, I can't remember the name. But they're more like they're vengeful, right? They're out for revenge for their father. So
For their father. Yeah.
So kind of gives them a little bit more I feel like they
So
gives them a
I'm-
different motive than Eleanor.
Yeah, and I definitely know with my relationship with Lilith, one of the concerns I've had was she was sleeping around with a lot of other vampires. And so I definitely really think that your point proves point because they're trying to secure the dark pact with her. And so I have a feeling with her having sex with other vampires may have upset a few other family lines of vampires. So given me being Count Dracula and my relationship with her, know that others wanted her to destroy my business and that they were trying to suck blood from her. Gives speculation that, you know, maybe there could be revenge sex or revenge death. So I definitely feel that Haven, who is a Lucard character, could have more like an alibi for this murder.
An alibi. Oh. Interesting. Okay.
So, but that's between you and myself, and I definitely feel like this game is forcing us to break out into rooms to then form packs. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like you should also be like against me, and I need to be against you too, a little bit.
Mhm.
Like maybe I'm trying to get revenge against another family because I want to keep my business running, since she was able to run errands during the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then
But
like
you're also part of Van Helsing's family, so you've got really good connections.
me? I don't know what
Yes.
you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
I'm sure I don't know what you're
Angelus.
talking about.
Well, Angelus, I'm jealous of those connections. I'm also writing notes down because I definitely want to figure it out. But I can't be because I'm the one who's also hosting. So
Well, I mean, you can like, you know, you can. I should be taking notes. Alrighty.
okay, so if you want to take notes, Haven is a Lucard, Adrienne is Eleanor, Sullen.
Yeah.
I am Count Dracula.
Yeah.
And you are Angelus.
Is it the timer up yet? I forgot to actually set the timer.
Time
Yeah.
is up, and you guys, you vampires, are welcome to come back.
Volunteers.
All right, thank you.
Vampire. If you go to North Europe, you are a vampire. We'll wait for Eleanor Sulena to come back.
I'm here. Ready. Someone wants
Bienvenido.
popcorns?
Oh, vampcorns. I like that.
Vamp horns?
Vamp corn, not vamp porn.
Oh,
Fire
vamp
porn.
horns. That makes a lot more sense. Like,
I want to kill a werewolf, so it's a little blood of the werewolf.
It's sus cojones. Werewolf balls.
Yes.
Wolf balls. Wool balls. It's a
Wolf
tumbleweed. I love it. Okay, now that we've gone through the rumors section, where is my instrucciones? Okay. Okay, let's take a look at... So let's take a look at round one of our documents of our character guides. In the rumors. So you want to choose your victim here are the things you have observed about other characters. Take a quick read. I know we kind of created things up on the fly, which is a little more fun, but let's stick to the skeletal outline. Let me know when you're done.
So, before we continue, can I just actually get because I actually don't know who all the names of each person was. Can we?
Okay, yeah. So I'm actually taking notes. So stepping away from the storyline, have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, and I'll read you the person's real name and then the character associated, and I'll just give you a quick synopsis point so that we can write it down.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Sorry, I know we should have said this at the beginning, but I forgot.
that's okay. So Haven is a Lucard or Lucard. Okay. A Lucard has a vengeance to kill their father. They're out for a purpose. Okay. Adrienne is Eleanor Sullen. They have a kinder heart. They are not feeding on humans, but animal blood, and they're here to prove a point of, I guess, acceptance in the community, is the synopsis or the summary that I got. Count Dracula runs this club and had a really, really good relationship with Lilith. So there could potentially be speculation of Count Dracula framing this setup or not, or truly be a victim, having a loss of a friend who is the victim of the situation. Bree is Angelus. They have really great connections with the vampire community. They work with Han Velsing. And if you know anything about the Van Helsing stories, even though the letters are swapped out for the first and last name, they have a lot of connections. They're very high up there, and they work with humankind and vampires. So they are one not to be messed with in the community. That's kind of my subjective point of view, but if you want to take those notes, go for it. And let me know when you're done and you have your notes done. And if you need to ask questions, let me know, and I'm more than happy to repeat. These are the good kinks we're getting through. Thank you for the rough patchiness of this first sentence. Okay. Let me know when you're done with your notes.
I'm good.
I am good. Too.
Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our character guide now, and we're going to look at round one, and we're going to speculate the rumors one step further. And you're going to look at the character name that's the four of us. And I want you to take the spotlight for about 30 seconds and tell all of us in the room here what you think your rumors are. So take a quick span and a summary of what you're reading. I'll go first just to kind of give you the lay of the land of what needs to be done. So I, as Count Dracula, have definitely heard that Angelus Wolfram was the name of a clan of witches who cursed Anne back in the 1800s. So I definitely think there's some tension there. Angelus could potentially be someone who could be suspect in this murder. Okay, A. Lucard. Okay, you weren't on the guest list tonight, and so you must have sneaked into the party. You've definitely had a vengeance, and I think you're maybe here to kill somebody. And Eleanor Sullen, you have a favorite human too, don't you? By the name of Benny. I've seen Benny here before hanging out with Count Dracula. That's me. And that made you mad. I'll pass the ball on to whoever wants to go next.
I mean, let's not forget that Dracula knows Lilith and has a relationship with them and has always been very possessive of Lilith, from what I've heard, and refuses to let anybody else bite her, but somebody has. Don't you think that would have made Dracula quite mad? I'm just saying.
No.
Just saying.
Uh-uh.
Somebody bit Lilith and they weren't supposed to, and now they're mad.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. Like, there was nothing stopping Dracula from being so possessive. Like, with that, I could absolutely see Dracula going hell or high water to
Kind of like
protect
flying
others.
off the handle a little bit.
I believe.
Rage. Oops.
Okay, I believe that can is in Dracula's families or was Count Dracula because he wants really only for him and he don't want to share it with the rest, or could be Lucard because he was trying to kill Dracula and by mistake kill Lilith.
Yeah.
So I
they
think the
also weren't on the
is
guest list,
a
so-
family murder. This.
Yeah.
But I have questions of why Dracula would say was not invited. I got an invitation just like all of you. Like,
No, you didn't get an invitation. You actually walked past security. I just found out about that now.
I don't believe that for a second. Like, I know I got an invitation. Like, I have one that was hand delivered to me by Lilith just 3 days ago.
Interesting.
Gargoyles, where are you?
Gargoyles. And like, what's up with this Benny character?
I don't know. Okay, so I'm breaking fourth wall right now. Let's see this Benny thing. Eleanor Sullen, so that's pertaining to your character. You have a favorite human by the name of Benny. So Benny is a human. I've seen Benny before hanging out with Count Dracula. Bet that made you mad. So I would be hanging out with this human Benny, and my relationship to Eleanor or Adrienne is through that human. So I have a feeling that my character would be a relationship with Benny and Lilith.
But I have seen
Back into character.
I have seen Benny with Count Dracula so many times, and I have outright heard Benny asked to be turned but been refused.
Okay, true point. But let's throw this back over to Angelus. So the fact that Wolfram is actually the last name of a clan of witches who cursed Anne back in the 1800s has definitely something to say that Angelus would be coming to kill Lilith, because that's over 200 years of curse. So I definitely think Angelus is here tonight to come and kill my best friend at the club.
Probably was to finish the course. If she kill Lily, the course finish. So that
Probably.
that could be a good motive.
I love it. Okay. So now that we finished the rumor section, direct players to select one rumor about the character of the party. Perfect. Players may move from one group to the next. We're not in person. Keep an eye on the timing. Okay, we are done. So let's go to the audio.
Oh, right, yes.
Which one we are going to hear first? Round one?
Oh, okay. Actually, Inspector Belmont is the audio file. So, Bree, we won't need you have to read the...
Good evening, everyone.
You don't have... If
I'm
you want to
Inspector
continue reading,
Belmont.
you may. For Inspector Belmont. But we can actually play the audio file.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Of the Department of Undead Misunderstands and Problems, or DUMP, for short.
I can read or
I've
we
been
can play
called here
other
today
file,
because
whichever
a human has been murdered here at your vampire ball.
So let's take the time
I
to just re-listen to Inspector Belmont's audio file number 1.
one.
And then what we'll let me all know when you're done listening to it. Mute your mics at the moment, and then
So we're going to listen to one is Vampire Ball Round 1.
cannot express to you
Yes.
enough the seriousness
Okay.
of this offense,
Good.
and I intend to get to the bottom of it. The human, mortal girl known as Lilith de Wolfram, was a known associate of Count Dracula, New York's resident vampire queen and host of this vampire ball. Miss Wolfram and the Count were close and managed this establishment, the Fang and Rose Club, exclusively for creatures of your persuasion. Now, I'm sure you all want to avoid a scandal, and so I would ask your cooperation and discretion in this matter while we investigate the case. There is no doubt about the fact that this was a premeditated murder. Now, this may very well have been staged to look like a vamp kill, so don't think those of you who are still of the human, mortal persuasion are off the hook. Just because you may not be a blood drinker, I will investigate thoroughly. In the meantime, if you have any secrets or have heard anything that might help the case, I suggest you come clean about it now. You should take this time to introduce yourselves officially to one another, as you will need to cooperate in order to help solve this quickly, efficiently, and above all, quietly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was round 1 we just listened to? Yeah.
yeah.
So I think we need
I guess so we know what to do. So I apologize, I'm a terrible host. Every round in the beginning, we'll play the audio file. We'll mute our mics, we'll listen to the story. Then I will give you direction on what we need to do next. Okay, and then I think what's going to happen, we said who our characters were, we got through the rumors, we know people have an alibi to the murder, and we've taken notes. So moving forward, I will promise to be a better host as Count Dracula. So I am horrible. The instructions don't tell you play audio clip, so it's like
No, they don't.
so my apologies on that. Okay, so what we are going to do next is so now we know the motives, we know the alibis, we know the characters, we have our notes, our pencils, our papers, and we are going to be identifying the murderer. Okay, you all need to.
I think we need to hear round 2 now, the audio of round 2.
Not yet. My instruction is we need to identify the murder first before round 2. I'm just going to put myself on mute while I read the instructions. Just 1 second.
Okay, yes.
Okay, I'm going to be drawing a letter from the bowl, and I'm going to show you who it is. This is where I will not intervene in the conversations. The instruction here is you need to go to your character guide. The person who is selected as the murderer needs to use in their character guides called the guilty script. Everyone else who is not selected in their character guides needs to read from the innocent script.
Okay.
Got the instruction?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, keep the slips of paper handy for determining the order of the final statements. So that will be my job to do. But right now, we are going to be choosing the murderer. Let me know when I need to stop, and I will draw the piece of paper.
Stop.
I can't see.
I cannot
Oh.
see.
That looks like an S to me.
It's an E.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So everyone keep a straight face. So now we know who the murderer is. The murderer knows who they are. Everyone else, you know the instruction. Innocents read from the innocent script. The person who is selected as the murderer needs to read from the guilty part of their character guide. Got it?
yes.
Okay. And where is that innocent and guilty part that we need to read? Is
It's in the character guide that was sent to you in the email. So
Okay.
your character PDF, and then if you scroll down,
Where?
Yeah, so like in round 2, for example,
Yeah.
it has like all like it has like the bunch of questions, and at the very bottom underneath the questions, it says like answers for when you're questioned.
Oh, okay.
And then you either read the innocent part or you read if you are guilty part, whichever one.
Okay, okay.
okay. So in this case, in round 2, if your character, you look for your character in the column, and then you need to ask the question to the group here on the video. Okay, and when you get asked the question, you need to respond with the innocent response or the guilty response. Okay.
Okay, so when we ask, we need to choose one of the character that is playing, and we make that question.
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, if I'm Count Dracula, I am going to ask, let's ask a Lussard. Why did Count? Oh, sorry, I can't do that because that's me.
I think yeah.
So you choose, because like I can't in
choose.
my script, I can't see what a question is for me. I just see what my answer is.
Yes.
So like,
yes.
but I can see like I have questions that I can ask Eleanor, or I can ask a Lussard, or I can ask Count Dracula.
Count Dracula. Yes. Okay.
So I can choose. I have like
Okay.
So
okay,
what
yes.
we're going to do now is we know you personally know who's innocent or who's the murderer. All of us as a consecutive don't know who. So what we're going to do is we're going to put ourselves on mute, and then we're going to listen to round 2 of the inspector. When we're done, give your thumbs up, unmute yourself, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the motives and questioning. Good? Okay, Everyone mute yourself and play audio round 2.
You people with your scandals and your corruption. It's no wonder a dump was needed. After further investigation, I can tell you that Miss Wolfram was shot through the head, and this is what essentially killed her. But she had also previously been bitten and drained of much of her blood. Now, from what I understand, Dracula based much of their look on their treasured companion. Therefore, I cannot help but wonder if Lilith was the intended target, or whether perhaps it was Dracula herself. Perhaps these clues will help shine a light on this darkness. Item 1. A coded letter that reads, Uoikut Guverithine.
Oops.
Perhaps these clues will... Sa'ai. Item 1. A coded letter that reads, Uoikut Guverithine Mrofem. One Harko Sa'ai. Ect Guverithine Morphoi. Dianai Hatka Uinurb. Item 2. A small golden key which was located under the dressing room. It should open a cabinet somewhere in the building. Why don't you discuss the evidence before you and see if you can come up with an explanation or two? I'll look forward to hearing your thoughts.
So interesting that she was shot. So it looks like whoever the murderer was covered all the bases. Oh, we'll wait for.
I'm not done listening.
Okay.
Sorry, I had problems loading the audio. Sorry. Give me, I guess, a minute.
Okay, we'll wait. I'm gonna refill my drink. Bathroom break, everyone.
Yeah.
How's it going, Morton?
Okay.
Okay, so we all listen to the audio.
Yes.
So we know Lilith Wolfram was shot, bitten, and drained of all blood. So we know it could have been a human who shot, a vampire who bitten, or and a monster or vampire who drained and took all of it. So it covers all the bases, and then only poses more questions. What the inspector said. I feel offended that they think I am a possible suspect in this. And there is a letter. So we have to open up this letter. Do all of you have that document for the letter that they talked about?
The evidence?
The evidence, yes.
Yes.
So it looks like the letters are rearranged. So the first thing it says is you took everything from me.
Oh yeah, you took everything from me. Now, watch? Or no? Hot coup?
No.
Now, what does it say? Hatche.
No. T? No.
Catch? No. I'm going to listen to the audio one more time just so I can see what they're saying. Or listen to what they're saying.
You took everything.
Everything from me. No.
I'll read out the letter when I'm listening to it for you guys.
Now watch as I take everything from you.
Halkasai.
And watch you burn. Ah, so it says, you took everything from me. Now watch as I take everything from you and watch you burn. Is what the letter says.
Now watch as I take everything
From you.
from you.
And watch you burn.
And watch.
Pretty strong
yeah.
words.
Yes.
Somebody
Wow.
was very,
Very,
angry and score to
very,
settle.
very strong words.
Did it also ask us to look at this first item as well?
Something about a key.
Yes.
But something about the
Yeah,
key.
so
Key.
2 items. The a small golden key located in the under the dressing room. It opens the cabinet somewhere in the building.
Okay, so open up that image. It looks like a key. Yeah, a key on parchment. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
the small golden key.
Okay, we have inspector's audio. We've got round 2 evidence and direct players to round 2 to their character guides now. So please go to your round 2 on your PDF document of your character. Every player answers one question posed by another character. So you have one chance to ask another character. So pick what you want to ask. Who wants to go first? I will go first this time.
I can just let me open. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold, please.
Take your time. How are you enjoying this lovely ball? It would be better if we had an ice fountain with red colored water.
Wine.
I'm drinking an Aperol Spritz, and if I take my thing off,
Okay, so I can ask a question. We choose who to ask a question for, right?
That's
yeah, you get to
Yeah.
choose who you want to ask.
Okay,
One
so I'm
question.
gonna ask a question of Eleanor Sullen.
Mhm.
Were you angry that Benny asked Count Dracula to turn him?
Well, of course I was angry. Benny and I had an arrangement. We would finish school and we could get married and we could do everything that normal humans do. After that, I will tour him and we will be together forever. But he didn't want to wait that long. He went behind my back and asked another vampire to turn him. Do you know what betrayal feels like? That's why I was betrayal feels. That is what betrayal feels like.
Okay.
So you were betrayed
So
by
you
someone
were betrayed
else.
by Benny and Dracula then, because you were supposed to turn Benny, and then you guys are going to be together. But since he's turned by somebody else, then that means that plans have been foiled.
Yeah. So you wanted to turn Benny, and Benny went to me. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Benny was the human, and he wanted to become a vampire, or in this case, he or she, or
He
they.
didn't want to wait. He was impatient.
And they were impatient, and okay, and they went to me.
Betrayal!
Oh, what can I say? I got real fangs. I like my blood, and I like to suck.
Oh my!
What can I say? I'm Count Dracula for a reason.
Scandalous.
Yeah, that's actually really damn good.
That is damn good. That is damn good.
Okay. I, as Cunt Dracula.
Cunt Dracula?
Cunt Dracula. I love it. Cunt Dracula. The Australians would be proud of me.
Cunt Dracula.
Dracula. Congratulations. Oh my god, there's a word I'm playing. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask Angelus.
Okay.
Why did the Wolfram clan curse your family in the first place?
How should I know? I wasn't any more bloodthirsty than any others of my kind. Well, maybe a little bit. I suppose it might have something to do with the fact that I kind of, killed an entire camp of Wolfram witches after my partner I'd had for over a century left me. I think that pissed them off a bit. They gave me back my soul that was their curse, and I've spent the last 100 years trying to make amends for what I did in my first 100 years. Killing again would hardly be sensible now, right?
So, you have your soul back. What does that feel like?
Well, that's the curse, right?
Yeah. So the curse was lifted and you got your soul back. So now you're making amends. Okay.
Yeah.
No, the curse was lifted, or
No, the curse is that I had got my soul back. That is
So
the
you,
curse.
if you, okay,
Because I'm a vampire that has a soul. So
okay, if you finish the course, you will come back as you was before, as you like it, and you can kill everyone again.
no, because I have a soul again. So no, like I like have like my thoughts and feelings and emotions. So I'm undead, but I have emotions and
Yeah.
feelings. So
the curse of a vampire is to have a soul.
So so cursing a vampire is giving a vampire a soul, so they have feelings and emotions and remorse and guilt. So like
you are like
drain
immortal
blood
human.
to survive, but I can't drain blood to survive because I have a soul. So I
Makes it that much harder.
It makes it harder because I care now, whereas I didn't care before because I didn't have a soul. So they cursed me by giving me my soul back. So I'm a vampire that can't kill people because I care too much. So why would I want to kill them?
That's why you work with the Van Helsing.
Years trying to
That explains everything.
make up for what I did in my first 100 years. You know, so why would I want to all of a sudden kill people now? Why would that make sense?
That explains everything.
So I understand. You're guilty though, but you have a soul.
Bro, out.
That makes sense why you know the Van Helsings and why you build a strong empire. Even if you have your soul back, I still think you know too many people for your own good.
That sounds threatening.
I am the cunt Dracula, so.
Are you threatening me?
Damned if I do, and damned if I don't. Damn the damned.
Village of the Damned.
I have a question.
Okay, who's next?
I have a question for Count Dracula.
Ooh.
When did you first meet Lilith?
When she first moved to New York, she was long out of college. She came to see one of my shows, and I remember being completely enchanted by her. She had this exotic look, those big eyes. She was beautiful. I've modeled my drag look after her. Of course, I wasn't the only one who was interested in her. She's threatened to leave me a few times, but we always work things out.
Do you want to ask a question, Eleanor?
Yes, I need to make a question. I do the question, or we first say something about Dracula?
You ask a question to any one of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
will do two.
I think I'm the only one that hasn't had a question asked yet, so
I will ask to Alucard. So you were not invited to the party. Why did you want to sneak in?
I came here looking for my father. I knew that he would be here. Any vampire who is anyone is here. It's the Blood Ball, the biggest vampire event of the year. It was not particularly difficult to sneak into a party like this. I just had to simply tell them who my father actually was, and they just opened the doors, let me right in. I was not familiar with the victim. I do not waste my time on a human companion, unless it is to train them as a vampire hunter.
So what's your training of vampire hunters like? What's that like? Tell me about it.
Training a vampire hunter is the only purpose I have to train them is so I can kill my father.
Luke, I am your father, and that is not Star Wars. It's because your son was named Luke.
Oh my god.
Luke or die on the father.
Lucas Vilnius, the vampire hunter.
Lucas Vilnius. I love it.
I love it. Okay, back into character. I wish I had a set of boobs I could.
Sorry, excuse me. Speaking of boobs, don't mind me as I adjust.
The adjustment is approved. Okay, so now that we've asked our questions,
I believe we're on round 3, are we not?
yeah, continue this process until all players have answered a question. Okay, we are going into round 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause our mics and we're going to listen to the audio file for round 3. When you're done, just come back on, stay silent, unmute yourself. That way we'll know when the red microphone is unmuted, you know you're done. Good?
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, I hope you found that informative. It answers a few questions, but not all of them. As I was scouting the area, I found the murder weapon. Item 3. A hunter's pistol. It was locked in the cabinet at the far side of the room. Our little golden key opened it up. Hunter's pistols shoot silver bullets with wooden cores. It is a weapon specifically designed to kill vampires. So, maybe Lilith wasn't the intended target after all. It points the blame at the hunter's present, that's for sure, but that could all be a clever ruse. If I was a vampire wanting to frame a hunter for murder, I'd certainly want to use a hunter's pistol. Vampires are irrational creatures and more likely to overreact and accept the obvious. Why don't you discuss it and see if you can identify who the target may have been?
That is not looking good for me at all.
Interesting.
Interesting rationale there. So out of character, vampires are irrational and so they would accept the default, but then the gun was placed. So okay, so the instruction of this round is share the round 3 evidence as described by the inspector. So we all are looking at the gun file, nicely endured with flags and knives and spears. Okay. Select a player to choose a scripted question to ask another player. So that means we go back to our character document. Okay, we scroll down to round 3, and we ask questions of anyone you want to ask in this group. I'll start. I is Count Dracula.
Okay.
Or does anyone else want to start? I'll let them take the reign. Okay,
I can
I'll ask.
start.
Oh, okay. Eleanor Sullen is going to ask. Actually, that's a good.
I will ask to Count Dracula this time. So you were mad that Lily was going to leave you, so you killed her with the hunter pistol and then trying to frame the hunter, didn't you?
¿Me preguntas?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't say she was going to leave me. I said she had threatened to, once or twice. Big difference. She never did. She loved me, though. Tonight was meant to be our night. Our night. I was going to turn to her after the show so we could be together forever. Tonight was going to be the seal of my vampire kiss with her. That's what we both wanted. But someone here didn't want that and killed her. I'm finished. Who wants to go next? Because I'm pissed off.
I'm going to ask. I am going to ask. Whatchamacallit, Eleanor Sullen again.
Okay, sure.
Did you steal the hunter's pistol so you could kill Dragula and then kidnap Lilith and keep her for yourself?
My family don't really like killing. We don't kill vampires and we don't kill humans. We don't even drink their bloods. I am not that kind of vampire to keep multiple humans as pets. I didn't want Lily and I didn't want Count Dracula to have her either. She should be free to live her life, but she bound herself to our kind. My comfort, at least, is now she's free.
Kind of sounds like somebody who feels.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. A Lussard.
I have a very strong question for Angelus. You hunt vampires, don't you? You'd have easy access to a hunter's pistol.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit, that's right. Snap, snap.
Do you seriously think that the vampire hunters I work with trusted me enough to give me a weapon like that? My job is more to set the trap. So I go into a nest, make myself comfortable, gain their trust, learn their secrets, and then let the hunters know when to attack. I very rarely get the chance to do any killing myself. But that's okay. I've done enough killing in my life. I don't want any more blood on my hands.
That sounds very guilty.
But also, she's got a fucking curse on her.
I have a curse and I care about killing people, and I hate that I've killed people in the past. I'm trying to make up for that, and I don't want to kill, I don't want any more blood on my hands. Why would I kill anybody else?
Okay, so has everyone asked a question before we talk about it? Has everyone asked a question yet?
You're not. You need to ask.
You haven't.
Oh, I haven't asked. Okay. That's right. I'm last this time. Okay, and who didn't respond yet?
I have not.
Card.
Okay, so Lussard, Professor Lussard, can I entice you to a lovely bloody drink? Okay, let's find you on this list. Where are you?
I don't know because I can't see where I am, so.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, I found it. I found you, Lussard. Okay. I am the worst fucking host. Oh my god. Okay. Professor Lussard, admit it. You actually wanted to kill me. That's why you got the hunter's pistol. But Lilith got in the way and you killed her instead and decided to try and frame me, didn't you? Ah!
Dare you?
Oh.
Well, you got one thing right. I did want to kill you. You are, after all, my father who abandoned my mother to raise her half-demon son all alone. No mortal woman could manage that, and she too abandoned me. However, I have little interest in humans, and even less interest in those who my father keeps around, and I do not wish to draw attention to myself and to kill a mortal human. That's trouble that I do not need.
Okay, so open for discussion round now. So, Elusard, if you actually wanted to kill me, you would have.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But if Lilith got in the way, why would you still be here? So I think as Count Dracula's, as Count Dracula running this club, if you wanted to kill me, I would have been dead. So I'm definitely feeling very lucky tonight that I'm alive or undead. I'm just posing it out there to everyone. That's all. However, Angelus, Hunter's Pistol, easy access. Can you defend yourself? You don't want to kill people. You do have a soul. So the fact that if every one of us who is a vampire remembers their human self before we turned, do you remember how much remorse and guilt killed us?
Yeah.
But then how also it turned into vengeance and killing people. So I just pose that out there, that it can tip both ways.
I could, but I mean, I'm just trying to make amends for all of the things that I did in the first 100 years of my vampiric life. I've no interest in spilling any more blood than I already have. I've done more than enough to last me a lifetime. I don't need to do any more.
But maybe you want to finish your cause so you don't have a soul, you don't feel it anymore, and you can do whatever you want. And Lily maybe was that option.
But I mean, why? I mean, now
good point.
Why would I want to give my soul back when I have it back?
No, maybe you don't want the soul anymore. That's why you try to break the curse, killing Lily.
See, the thing is, though,
maybe you really wanted to kill Dracula because you're mad that he took Benny away from you. What about that?
Oh, he only asked, and but he's not turned. So I still have my happy ending with Benny.
You lucky asshole.
Yes. And,
You
yes,
lucky werewolf butt.
yes.
Wow.
He asked, but that doesn't mean that he's going to do it. So we still be able to be together. I still have my I want a normal life. I wish I can have your soul, and because I don't need it, because my family don't kill. We don't kill vampires, we don't kill humans. We eat from animals as any human.
Are you full vampire or half vampire? Just remind me.
I am a full vampire, but I don't drink blood, I don't kill, I only eat meat. So
it's a choice, not a feeling. Okay.
It's a choice, yes. And it's a choice I have been for 100 years.
To very much put it, Eleanor is very much, as a human term, a vegan almost when it comes to this.
A vegan vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truth.
Amazing. Is there any other statements people want to make in this case at this moment? Or any other commentaries?
Well, I would like to reiterate the fact that what you said, Dracula, if I wanted to kill you, Lilith would not have gotten in my way.
That's true, actually. I'm going to play on the devil's advocate side, considered a victim of an alibi, is if she did jump in front of me and she chose to go with Eleanor Sullen, well, I'm fucking pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think it was you because you saw me, because she did get in the way, and you're trying to frame me.
I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. Anyone else want to throw in counter arguments here?
Not yet.
Okay. One sec. Let me just go through the checklist. Character guides. Okay. Second, choose answer. Continue the process until all players have answered the question. Okay. We are now officially moving on to round 4 then. Okay. Everyone, mic your mutes, play your audio, and give me a thumbs up and turn your red microphone, muted mic back on so we know when you're done. When all of us come back in, we can chat. Good? Cool.
Cool.
Are you getting any closer to solving the crime? The final piece of evidence explains to us how a murderer knew where everyone would be, at what time. Item 4. The schedule for the night. Our murderer knew exactly when Dracula would be away from their companion, and guests would be in the lounge area. 9 p.m. Arrival. 9:30 p.m. Meet and greet in the main hall. 10 p.m. Guests adjourn to the lounge for cocktails. 10:30 p.m. Count Dracula performance. 11:30 p.m. Dinner is served. 1:30 a.m. Count Dracula performance. 2:30 a.m. Live snacks work around the room. Dancing commences. 5:30 a.m. Guests retire to their coffins for the day. We are close to solving this crime, and so I suggest we start wrapping up now. So any final questions? Now is the time to ask them.
I'm confused. Why can I see somebody going into the... Okay, there we go. That was confusing.
You're on mute, Devin.
Devin, you are muted.
Thank you.
I was like, why do I see like a screen share or something?
I was sharing my screen, so while you were listening to the audio, I had the itinerary up while I was going through it.
That. Okay, thank you. I was like, did somebody just hack into my computer? I'm so confused.
Do all of you have the itinerary up?
I was just about to bring it up, and then the itinerary popped up, and I was like, oh, I didn't do that. Who's doing that? And I saw the mouse moving. I was like, is that my computer screen?
It's me with my magical powers. I'm controlling your electronic electrons and your photonic screen. I got 2 sites.
Anything.
Especially with my magic crystal necklace in my hanging triangles. Ooh. Okay, so I guess the last piece of evidence for Inspector is the itinerary, and whoever knew who to kill knew exactly. Actually, what was one of the keywords? I need to listen to that again. Did the inspector say I stepped away? I'm a really bad Count Dracula.
The inspector said that the perpetrator knew when the guests were going to be in the lounge, when Count Dracula was going to be away from his companion, because the itinerary says, like, when Dracula's performing, he's not near Lilith. He's performing.
Yes.
So
yeah.
She's on her own and vulnerable, so to speak. And then when the guests are like in the lounge and stuff like that, like everybody's all congregated, like it's easy for them to be like, oh, like, you know, I was in the lounge with anybody else. Like there's like an alibi, so to speak, I guess is like what he was saying. Like the itinerary gave them like a perfect time of being able to figure out, okay, this is a good time to strike because of this and this.
Okay. So it doesn't exclude me from the situation.
No.
No.
And it doesn't exclude me either. I'm very sus.
You're very
I love it.
sus. Super sus.
So sus. Sus.
Sus.
Okay, so let's go through the itinerary. 9 p.m. we all came to the ball. 9:30 p.m. there was a meet and greet in the main hall, so everyone must have been there. 10 p.m. guests adjourned to the lounge for cocktails. Who wants to comment on that part? I think when we are adjourned from the meet and greet, we're all able to wander on our own. And I think 10 p.m. could potentially be a factor in that. Who wants to go to the rest of the itinerary now?
So 10:30 is Count Dracula's first performance. And then dinner served after that. So when everybody's having dinner, I mean, everybody's occupied during dinner. So that's not, I mean, that's like kind of everybody's around and watching. So that's kind of like not necessarily a good time to strike because everybody's right there watching. So, and everybody's occupied with eating their food. So it's not like an opportune time. An opportune time is either like in between dinner and the performance or
Between the performance and the dancing.
or yeah, between
Yeah.
the performance and the dancing, or even the dancing with the live snacks. The live snacks working around the room. Oh my.
Live
Well,
eyeballs.
there's plenty of opportunity. Everybody's distracted by like eating their snacks and dancing and stuff, so people aren't paying attention. So that's kind of like a perfect time. If somebody's gonna strike, it's probably gonna be like around then when everybody's distracted and there's lots of noise. Nobody's really paying attention to like what's going on.
Okay, so we got a consensus of who is guilty at what point, or potentially could be guilty at what point, and who might not be. Definitely Count Dracula is not at the time of the performances. In any time there, everyone's in the hall. Everyone is innocent at the time everyone's together. Anytime there's a break or distractions, we are all potentially at fault. So the next part of the instructions tells us we need to go back to our character guides to round 4. So bring up your documents.
Ready?
Okay. Every player answers one question posed by another character. Ignore any references to characters who are not at this party. Okay, that's the instruction that I have. And select a player to choose the scripted question to ask another player. So right now, I'm going to ask Angelus to start.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Professor Dussard. You knew Lilith would be in the dressing room alone. Did you leave the death threat when you shot her as a warning to Count Dracula?
I did not know that Lilith would be in the dressing room. I do not keep humans as pets myself, and the idea of keeping one around has never interested me. It does not surprise me that she is dead. It is really the only thing that will happen when a human gets involved with a vampire. However, the only creature here that interests me is my father. If I'm going to kill anybody tonight, it would have been them.
Could you say that again one more time?
From the beginning?
Midway through.
Midway through? Okay. It does not surprise me that she is dead. Really, the only thing that will happen when a human gets involved with a vampire. However, the only creature here that interests me is my father. If I was going to kill anybody tonight, it would have been them.
So your character is essentially saying, Father, 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 Father. You have not deviated from your claim. No surprise, she is dead when it comes to humans. Okay. I got Count Dracula's got what they needed. Angelus, can you go next?
My cat just pissed all over my goddamn floor. Anyway.
Oh, that's right. I asked you to go, and then A. Lussard went. Okay, Professor Lussard, can you please plead your case, your question?
Absolutely. Let me just look at who we have here. this is for Angelus. You specifically wanted Lilith dead because she was descendant from those who cursed you. You knew that she would be in the dressing room when Count Dracula was on stage. You could have easily killed her then, couldn't you have?
I mean, she was, yes, but why would that mean that I wanted to kill her? I was cursed over 100 years ago. I'm over it by now. It's a good thing, really, because I mean, now that I can help fight the good fight now and like for eternity, you know? So I can make sure that no other vampires behave the way that I did before I was cursed. And I still get to hunt and kill.
Interesting.
And so you do get the killing feeling, even with a soul.
You like
even
it.
with the soul, but it's like taking out the bad guys, you know, like kind of like a Robin Hood type thing.
I think killing is killing. Like, it's the same.
It is the same.
But it's different because I'm not killing innocent humans.
Yeah.
But
You're like the Dexter of the old century.
Yeah.
well,
Yes.
and like I'm trying to just stop people from behaving like I did. You know?
Okay, Miss Eleanor Sullen, can you give us your sullied response? Your question?
Yes. So I will ask to Count Dracula. How long were you alone with Lily in your dressing room before you set? Long enough to kill her, maybe, and stage a scene to point blame elsewhere?
In the dressing room. In the dressing room. Out of all places, you accuse me. Okay, I don't know. You know, about half an hour, maybe. 30 minutes. I went to check on the pistols, which I safely locked away in the cupboard. I safely locked them away in the cupboard. I have hired hunters as security for the ball. No expense, no fears of expenses on this. But that didn't mean I totally trusted the hired hunters. After I checked the cupboard and locked it. I did lock it. I gave the key to Lilith and asked her to stay in here until my set was done. I asked her to stay in the room until my set was done. I wanted her to rest. I didn't feed from her because I was going to turn her later. I was going to turn her later. That was going to be our vampiric kiss later. When I left her, she was fine, alive, and undamaged.
I don't believe that.
But she was alive when I came back to do my set.
You did you did multiple sets. So
I did 2 sets.
when you left her, was it on the first set or the second set?
I'll read it one more time. I don't know, about half an hour maybe. I went to check on the pistols, which I safely locked away in the cupboard. I may have hired hunters as security for the ball, but that didn't mean I totally trusted them. After I checked the cupboard, I locked it. I gave the key to Lilith and asked her to stay here until my set was done. I wanted her to rest. I didn't feed from her because I knew I was going to do it later. When I left her, she was fine, alive and undamaged. So it could have been any other set, I guess. But the fact that this is in the scripted aspect, I locked the cupboard. I did lock the cupboard, and I gave her the key, and I went on stage.
So that sounds like you was possibly killed during the second set.
So the fact is I was on stage when she had the key. That's an important factor.
But maybe you kill her and put the key with her before your set, your performance.
That wouldn't make, I don't know, that wouldn't make any sense.
I'm just letting you know, the script here is saying she was alive when I left, so I couldn't have killed her.
That can be a lie.
It's in the script.
A lie in the script.
But the script.
I'm not going to deviate away from the script. I'm just letting you know that's actually what's written. Is she was alive when I left, and I was on stage when she was alive when I left. She had the key and the cupboard was locked. So I'm pleading my case. I was performing when she was alive and holding the key to the cupboard that held the gun. Okay, so now that we've all
but you have to ask a question for Eleanor Sullen.
okay, so Count Dracula to Eleanor Sullen. Where are you? Okay, Eleanor Sullen. Okay, you had a grudge against me. You have a grudge against me. You were planning on hiding in the dressing room and killing Lilith when they came in after my performance, didn't you? Let me read that again. You had a grudge against me. You were planning on hiding in the dressing room and killing Lilith when I came in after my performance, didn't you?
I was upset my Benny chose to go behind my back and asked you to turn him. I do not see any loyalty in them, but I would have to be pretty serious offense for me to go against everything I hold dear and kill another being, living or vampire. When you live as long as we do, you learn to control your emotions. That way people don't end up dead. Human life in particular is precious, so easily destroyed. This is Dracula's fault. You should never take someone else's property.
Okay, now that we've finished the entire round 4, do all of you have notes? Did you all take notes?
Yes.
Okay.
I have notes in my brain.
Okay, perfect. Okay, round 4 is done. We're heading into the accusations round. So we're going to play the inspector's closing statement. So same thing before, mute your mic. When you're done, come back on. Don't say anything until we're all back in the room. I actually have to go pee, so I'm going to take this as the washroom break. So just give me a few minutes.
Okay.
Do you know who the murderer is? Then vote. You need to identify who done it and their motive. The first correct answer submitted will be the winner.
Oh, that's a quick and simple audio clip.
I can't believe my cat pissed on my floor.
Oh no. That's not good.
I mean, it's not. She didn't mean to. She was my like her litter box is in my room on my floor. So she was in the litter box, but her butt was hanging off the edge of it. And I guess she didn't realize, and so she peed on the floor instead of inside the box. So that'll be fun for me to clean up and excited.
I was saying it's hilarious that when I go pee, my bathroom door actually shows up on the screen. But when I come back, I like morph into this world of like the castle and cemetery. So, okay, what was the last part of the audio?
Now is the voting, right?
It said vote for who you think.
It said the first submitted something.
No, it said vote for who you think killed. Do you know who the murderer is? Vote.
You need to say who is the murderer, why, what is the reason, and the first person that give the two answer right is the winner.
Oh,
You
it.
need to give both answers
So we have
correct.
to vote now for who we think killed or Lilith.
And based off the next page, I put mine in chat. So
Yeah. I
Got it. Okay, first correct answer submitted is the winner. So it's whoever submits their answers and who answers first correctly wins the game. But I guess since it's the first time we're playing this tonight, it'll be the murderer versus whomever.
yeah.
I guess the winner will be whoever answers first correct. But I guess yeah. So pick the murderer, plead your case and their motive, and put in the vote. So I will definitely know how to run this better the next time. So thank you for being patient with me. I definitely know how to go through the process of this. Okay, so direct the players to prepare a brief accusation of who done it and why. Encourage the murderer to accuse another player in order to evade suspicion. That's the instruction I'm given. Okay, call on a volunteer to begin. So provide a discussion of who did it and why.
Okay. Well.
And don't forget, everything that we said was part of the script, so everything part of the story makes sense. So it's not like we've ever deviated from it.
Yep. So I accuse Eleanor Sullen of murdering Lilith. Because I believe your motive was jealousy. You were jealous that Benny went behind your back and went to Count Dracula to be turned. And because you were jealous that Benny took your pet from you, you took his from him. Simple as that.
I feel this exact same way. It's almost like we read. I had the same brainwave.
Okay, Professor Lussard, would you like to plead your accusation and motive?
Yeah, I absolutely accuse Eleanor Sullen of murdering Lilith. I believe that their motive was 100% pure jealousy, mostly because of the letter. The letter that was written said, and I'm just going to pull up the exact letter so I can read it word for word again, but it was, you took everything from me. And then, I don't know what the next two words were, but
I will take everything from you.
yeah, I will take everything from you and watch you burn. Like, to me, that is absolutely, Eleanor trying to accuse Dracula of the murder when it was himself.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I'm going through the process of elimination. So I'll just go through every character really quick. And I know I said I would not go intervene with anything, but so Professor Lussard, past security, I was performing and my friend was alive. Lilith was alive. She had the key to the gun in the cupboard. By the time I came back from the performance, she was dead. So it could not have been me. If Professor Lussard came in and snuck past security because of the name, and he kept saying, or they kept saying that they're there for their father, and I was on stage, then if it's going for their father and not Lilith, how could that be? If jealous Angelus was cursed. According to vampires, if we had a soul, we would have feelings. As reckless as vampires was said in the inspector's statement, we would be opt to go for the easy route out or the accusation. So it's kind of like if we were reckless, we wouldn't have thought things out through. I don't remember word for word from what that audio clip said, but if it goes for that, it kind of makes sense. And then if you're trying to rectify with human emotions, wouldn't humans have one form of a revenge experience, and that would have been done like 100 years ago? So if you're feeling guilty, then you wouldn't have had the motive for that. Otherwise, vampires would have been a little bit more reckless than a vampire with a human soul. Eleanor Sullen looks like there's statements of jealousy, and so by process of elimination of fact, I would have to say Eleanor Sullen. Eleanor Sullen, plead your case in the motive.
Yes, I killed them. I killed Lily. Dracula tried to make Benny away from me, so I took Lily away from them. I sent the note to Count Dracula. I want them to know I was coming from them. And I make them pay for what they have done. Vampires are hard to kill. They require special tools. All weapons, including Van Helsing Hunter pistol, were locked inside a cabinet inside the dressing room. They were confiscated upon arrival. Count Dracula will check often to make sure no one has broken in. However, Lily the Wolfram was given the key when Count Dracula was performing and would check on the weapons. All I had to do was wait until I knew everyone else would be in the lounge watching the show. I hovered by the bar at the back of the room, making it look like I was just about to head to my seat after I finished my drink. Once the show started, the barman went into the back to restock, so I grabbed a pair of rubber gloves to hide my fingerprints. I knew everyone else would be watching Count Dracula, so I split out the side door and went straight to the dressing room. Lily was slightly woozy as Dracula would have feed from her just before going on stage, so I could easily knock her out. Taking the key, I opened the cabinet and grabbed the Hunter pistol. My plan was to wait until Count Dracula came back and was distracted by the unconscious Lilith so I could shoot them, but she woke up. In a panic, I fired the pistol. It hit her right between the eyes. She fell back. Worried someone may have heard the shot, even though the storm was still raining, I stabbed her neck with a hairpin to open up the bite marks again, so it could look like she was killed by a vampire and Dracula would take the fall. I threw the pistol back into the cabinet, tossed the key under the dresser, and walked quickly back to the lounge. I returned to the bar at the same time as the barman and pretend I was just finished my drink. No one suspect I will ever left the room. I am sorry, Lily. Lily paid the price from Dracula's betrayal. I would have preferred to kill them.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah. So one question.
Boom.
I know in my story, but I am not sure if I want to kill Dracula and Benny or only Dracula and Lily.
It was probably Dracula and Lily. But because Benny was the one who made the choice, and we were the king and the queens who made the decisions, Benny was the pawn of the situation. So using the human altered the motives of Lilith, and we all had a relationship with Lilith. Whether it was through family ties or your vampiric history or the curse or whatever. So those were the realms of what. This is my final statement, I guess, on my character. And Count Dracula says, I was a little upset that Lilith was getting so much attention from other vampires. But that's the reason I was going to turn her for myself. When you make a new vampire, it creates a bond so strong that you can't break it. The only way that the bond could be broken was if the creator releases the creation. I had no intention of doing that. I wanted Lilith to be forever. Someone must really hate me to take a beautiful soul away. So, yeah. Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was
fun.
actually kind of fun. I have to say, I actually enjoyed it now that we finally got the process down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I was checking, and the answer when you are innocent and guilty is exactly the same. They only add one sentence at the end that make the difference.
Ah. Well, don't ruin it for the future games.
Oopsie.
Oopsie. I love it. Well, like the other games are like each paragraph made sense. Like there were some deviations from the storyline and accusations. So I think this one was good because it was on the easier of the difficulty levels. So it was a good one to start with.
It was good. It was a lot of fun. I quite enjoyed it.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it too. I definitely would like to run this another time again. And I'll definitely be way more prepared. And I will definitely know to collect everyone's information ahead of time to send them their information that they need before. So, yeah. Thoughts on this? Out of curiosity?
It was just a lot of fun. Even like, to be perfectly honest, I don't like, it doesn't really need too much preparation. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like it was a lot of fun. It was honestly just a lot of fun. Once you kind of got the hang of how it all worked, and now that we know that like there's the audio, that the audio is the inspector and not like the person having to read it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think
it was a lot of fun. It was honestly a lot of fun. I had really enjoyed that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, as soon as I got into the character more, I was like really improvising that mode, like that character.
Yeah.
And I found that reading it was fun. And I definitely think a person who would be not part of the game, but a friend who's beside you in real life could do the pulling of the murderer and know what's going on, because like I'm also okay to be the person who hosts and knows, which is why I said from the process of elimination, to be fair, because I'm like, it would be kind of stupid to go the other way. But like, I definitely think having another person involved who's neutral would be more helpful.
Yes.
In that case.
Because there's supposed to be a person who's the host who doesn't really participate, right?
Which would have been me, but then at the same time, I'm also thrown into being asked questions. So.
Yeah, that's the thing that doesn't make sense. Is like the host has questions they need to answer, like, because do you have like in your script?
So in here it says the host has an assistant.
Too? Okay.
In the script it says a host has an assistant. So I guess it would be I would be hosting the party at the house. Like if this is in real life and on Halloween or whatever we did this.
Yeah.
Without COVID. Let's say Bree, you're my right hand lady. Then I'm going to have you as my assistant if you didn't want to partake. Or let's say someone helps with the logistics of setting up the booze and the food table. They would be the one who would be able to pull this stuff. And
yeah, like, or
if we were at
the well, it could easily be like the bartender or something like that. Like that.
Oh my God! Brilliant idea.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes so much sense. So okay.
The idea is that Count Dracula's assistant pulls the letter of who the murderer is, so that way Count Dracula could technically be a murderer.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because otherwise, the host of the murder mystery shouldn't have like a script, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah. And I think what would happen is if this was in person, I would print out everyone's paper character guide, and then I would give them a bundle with the paper clip, and then fold it, and it would say round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, and then the final response. And so that way you would have something to go off of. And then in the first beginning, we would split people to different parts of the bar and then make that happen that way. But at least you would have your own little paperclip package so you know what to read and base it off of.
Yes.
You know what you could do as like a workaround of having an assistant? And I'm just remembering because this is something my parents years ago went to a murder mystery party, and what that group did is they put a bunch of like little papers in a bowl, and each person drew one, and on that paper said either innocent or guilty. And so that was the only person who knew if they were innocent or guilty was the person that drew the paper saying guilty or whatever.
Yes.
Well, that's similar to how we had the letters.
Oh, that makes sense in person,
And so like in person anyways. I mean, obviously it's different on Zoom, but in person, if you didn't have like our bartender to pick one, you could just say everybody who's going to be in this murder mystery, you could have like a bowl, say there's going to be like 10 people, so there's 10 pieces of paper, and one of those pieces of paper says guilty and the others all say innocent, so that way it's completely anonymous, nobody knows, kind of like a Secret Santa, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes
like,
sense.
could be like a workworkaround, so that we don't have to worry about having an outside person that's not participating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is what the instructions said to me word for word. Tell the players to keep a blank face. Draw a slip of paper, preferably on camera if you're on Zoom. Announce the letter. Inform the players that the letter you drew is the murderer, who should use the guilty scripts in their character guides. Everyone else needs to use the innocent scripts. Important note for the host, keep the slips of paper handy for determining the order of the final statements, which we didn't do. We went to an open discussion of accusations. So that worked out. But that makes sense. Like the other part of this is in person is to then everyone draw an innocent and guilty.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that way...
No one knows.
Yeah, so that way no one knows, and that way you can, like the host can literally be objective in their, like they don't know ahead of time, so they could actually like guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyways, that was,
so,
regardless of all of that, that was still so much fun. I really,
it was.
really
Absolutely
enjoyed that
was.
a lot.
I actually had fun. This is really good.
My favorite part was the questions and like having like questions to like something to answer and rebut, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was, because then it was like, it wasn't like a debate. It was like, okay, your family was cursed, so let's play on that.
Yeah.
Like, you actually have a human soul, and because we're all humans, we all understand what compassion, empathy, guilt, and all that stuff is. So like, we all have a motive in our character that can amplify that conversation. And I really like how this was structured. So I'm really happy to purchase the second round of a game. And even if it's just us 4, I'm willing to do it. But I definitely think we should get more people involved because this is so much fun, actually.
It was.
Yes, it was very good.
The more fun it is. Because
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, to all my vampires, I would say adieu. To the guilty vampire, my gargoyles will take you away, and we will not see you in the holy heavens of punishment. We will be having a nice hot party in hell because the gays, queers, the non-binaries, and two-spiriteds will all be here. So
Yeah, I'm trans, so I'll see you all there.
So
nice.
Okay, well, we can stay here if you want and keep chatting. I'm totally open to keep this open. So I'm gonna go grab another drink. If you guys want to leave, you can leave. But if you want to stay, stay. I'll kind of like introduce ourselves because we haven't even introduced our own selves yet. Well,
Yeah.
I met Haven
2 weeks ago now, I think it was.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, they go by Jay. Actually, I go by he and him, by the way. So I just wanted to go.
For me.
Sorry?
I'm she, her. For
Oh,
people
she, her?
who don't know me.
Thank you for sharing that, Bree.
You're welcome. I'm gonna go get a drinky poo. I'll be right
I'll
back.
come back in about a minute. I'm just gonna get a drink. So I'm gonna keep the video open.
My drink is in my living room, which is on my first floor. So don't go anywhere, or I'll cry, and then you'll be responsible for me crying, and you'll feel really bad. So no, you have to stay.
Okay, so it's really bad that I just polished off a bottle of Rufino.
Oh,
And you
wow.
didn't even share.